Alongside Bryan Hayes. And Bryan, the trade deadline has come and gone. The dust has settled. So let's make a little report card, shall we? Okay. I want you to grade Brad Treliving's first deadline with the Maple Leafs. What grade are you giving him?
I'm going to give him a B. I'm going to give him a B, which is somewhat of a bland marking, I will admit, but bland is okay in Toronto. It doesn't always have to be explosive. It doesn't always have to be loud in Toronto. I think addressing the defense was always the talking point around this team, and I think they've done that to the best of their ability in terms of what they were willing to give up and what was available, right? Noah Hannafin's a very good defenseman. He would improve any team in the league. I don't think that was an option for the Leafs. Chris Tanev, the same thing. Other teams are allowed to be active. Dallas got Tanev. Vegas went out and got Hannafin. But you bring in Edmondson. You bring in Lyubushkin. Those are big, big defensemen. And I think size matters in the playoffs. This team's going to the playoffs. It's not perfect, but that's why I didn't give him an A or an A+. But I know a lot of Leaf fans are going to yell and scream, why didn't you give up a first rounder? Why didn't you give up maybe a top-end prospect? I like what they did. I would give Brad Treliving a B in his first deadline here in Toronto.
Okay, I don't know about you, but Bs weren't accepted in my household. But I mean, hey, B for bland, it could be much worse. Yeah. So I think a lot of Leafs fans will take it. But let's look at Stanley Cup contenders right now. With all said and done, where do the Leafs stand?
I think they're somewhere outside of the top 6 or 7, right? They're not in that top layer. You look in the East, I think the Rangers, the Bruins, and the Panthers have defined themselves as the best team in the East. I think Carolina clearly improved with the acquisition of Jake Gensel, and if their goaltending improves or is solidified, maybe Carolina might slide in that 4 spot. The Leafs should put their hand up and say we're either 4 or 5 in the East right now. And in terms of league-wide, you're still looking at Edmonton, Vegas, obviously at this point, Dallas, Winnipeg, Colorado. So you're probably looking at somewhere between 8, 9, and 10, which means a good team, like a really good team, and more than capable of going on a run. It's always going to come back to their best players, though, Lindsay. It always has. It always will. That wasn't going to change leading up the trade center. It's on Matthews, Marner, and the whole crew to have the best playoff run they've ever had. If they do that, this team can beat anybody.
Absolutely. That's always been the narrative, hasn't it, though? Can the best players be their best when it matters the most? And I think when it comes to a report card, the grade that truly is going to matter is what their grade is come the playoffs, because that date of 1967 is still burnt in Leafs fans' minds.